For millions of people around the world, the paycheck represents one thing: survival. It pays the bills. It covers expenses. It provides stability. But at the same time, millions of people also look at their paycheck and feel trapped by it. They wake up every morning, repeat the same routine, exchange hours for income, and wonder if there is a better way. This feeling has created one of the biggest financial debates of modern times. Should you leave your job and chase freedom? Or should you use your job as the foundation to build that freedom? The internet has created a powerful message that says success requires immediate action. Quit your job. Take the risk. Follow your passion. Escape the traditional system. But financial success is not built on emotion. It is built on strategy. The truth is, a paycheck is not automatically a prison. A paycheck can either become a limitation or a powerful financial tool. The difference is not the money itself. The difference is the person controlling it. A person who earns money and spends everything immediately becomes dependent on the next paycheck. But a person who earns money and strategically uses it can create opportunities, build assets, develop skills, and eventually create financial independence. The same salary can create two completely different futures depending on the decisions made behind it. A salary is not a cage. It is a financial resource waiting to be directed. One of the biggest mistakes people make is confusing employment with failure. There's a growing belief that having a job means you lack ambition. But history shows that many successful entrepreneurs, investors, and business owners used employment as a foundation before building something bigger. A job can provide something extremely valuable. Time. Not just working hours, but time to prepare. Time to learn. Time to save. Time to test ideas. Time to understand the market. The problem is not having a job. The problem is having no plan beyond the job. A person who works for decades without building skills, savings, or investments may eventually feel trapped. But a person who uses their income intentionally can transform that same job into a launchpad. The paycheck becomes funding. The workplace becomes a learning environment. The experience becomes an advantage. The key question changes from, how do I escape my job? To, how can I use my current position to build my next opportunity? That question creates a completely different financial mindset. Many people make the mistake of believing that freedom comes from one big decision. They imagine that one day they will quit, start a business, and everything will immediately work out. But successful financial transitions rarely happen overnight. They happen through preparation. A building does not appear because someone suddenly decides to construct it. First comes the foundation, then the structure, then the growth. Financial freedom works the same way. Before leaving a stable income source, smart individuals build the foundation that supports their next move. This foundation usually includes savings, valuable skills, additional income sources, and a clear understanding of risk. Without these things, leaving a job can create more pressure instead of more freedom. Because when money becomes urgent, decision-making becomes emotional. A person without financial preparation may accept poor opportunities simply because they need immediate income. But someone with savings and options can make decisions based on strategy. That is why preparation matters. The first major advantage of a paycheck is that it creates financial runway. A runway is the distance an airplane needs before it can take off. Without enough runway, the plane cannot gain the speed required to rise. The same principle applies to financial goals. Before launching a business, changing careers, or pursuing a major opportunity, people need enough runway. Savings create that runway. Savings are not just about having money stored away. They represent flexibility. They reduce pressure. They allow you to think clearly. A person with savings can take calculated risks. A person without savings is often forced into desperate decisions. This is why building an emergency fund and creating financial stability are important steps before making major changes. Money saved today can become the freedom to make better decisions tomorrow. The second advantage of a paycheck is that it can fund personal growth. One of the greatest investments a person can make is improving their ability to create value. Income increases when value increases. The world rewards people who can solve problems, create solutions, and provide useful skills. This is why learning is one of the strongest financial strategies. Developing skills in areas like technology, communication, marketing, sales, design, leadership, or finance can increase future opportunities. Your current income can pay for the knowledge. That creates your future income. Many people spend their money only on consumption. They buy things that disappear in value. But financially successful people understand the difference between spending and investing. Some expenses take money away from you. Other expenses increase your future earning ability. A course, a book, a new skill, or a valuable experience may not create instant results. But over time, these investments can completely change your financial position. The third advantage of a paycheck is the ability to experiment safely. Many people want to start businesses, but they believe they must immediately leave everything behind. That creates unnecessary pressure. A better approach is testing before committing. A side project allows you to learn how the market works. It allows you to understand customers. It allows you to improve your skills while maintaining stability. The goal is not simply to create another activity. The goal is to discover whether an idea can become a real opportunity. Successful businesses are not built only because someone had motivation. They're built because someone understood a problem and created a valuable solution. A paycheck gives you the ability to explore those opportunities without risking everything at once. The fourth strategy that separates financially prepared people from financially pressured people is testing ideas before making major decisions. Many people fall in love with the idea of entrepreneurship, but ignore one important question. Does the market actually want what you are creating? An idea can sound exciting. A business plan can look impressive. A product can seem valuable. But the market decides what succeeds. This is why smart entrepreneurs test before they fully commit. They start small. They gather feedback. They understand customer problems. They improve their solutions. They build evidence. Because a successful transition is not based on hope. It is based on proof. Before someone walks away from a stable income, they should understand whether their new path can realistically support them. A business should not only be something you enjoy. It should solve a problem. It should create value. It should have demand. The goal is not to escape one situation and enter another uncertain one. The goal is to build something strong enough that the next step becomes logical. The fifth strategy is understanding risk. Many people confuse taking risks with making reckless decisions. They believe that the biggest winners are the people who simply take the biggest chances. But financial success is not about avoiding risk completely. It is about managing risk intelligently. Every investment has risk. Every business has risk. Every career decision has risk. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is often how they approach that risk. A reckless person says, "I will jump and hope everything works out." A strategic person says, "I will prepare, calculate, and increase my chances of success." Financial freedom is not created by destroying stability. It is created by building enough stability that you can pursue better opportunities. The smartest people do not remove every safety net immediately. They build new safety nets before leaving the old ones. They transfer momentum. They do not simply run away from something. They move towards something better. There's another important financial principle that many people overlook. Your biggest asset is not your paycheck. Your biggest asset is your ability to generate income. A job can provide money, but skills provide possibilities. The more valuable your skills become, the more opportunities you create. This is why successful people constantly improve themselves. They understand that financial growth is connected to personal growth. Someone who earns the same amount for 10 years without developing new abilities may become financially vulnerable. But someone who continuously learns, adapts, and increases their value creates more control over their future. The goal is not just earning more money. The goal is becoming the type of person who can create more money. Another mistake people make is increasing their lifestyle every time their income increases. They receive a raise. They upgrade their lifestyle. They earn more. They spend more. Eventually, they discover that a bigger paycheck did not create more freedom. It only created bigger expenses. This is known as lifestyle inflation, and it is one of the silent reasons many high-income earners still feel financially trapped. The solution is simple. When your income grows, increase your investments before increasing your lifestyle. Use additional income to build assets. Assets create future opportunities. Assets can include investments, businesses, valuable skills, and systems that continue producing value. The goal is not to look wealthy. The goal is to become financially stronger. Because true wealth is not measured by what you can buy today. It is measured by the options you have tomorrow. The biggest shift happens when you stop viewing your paycheck as your identity. Your job is something you do. It is not the limit of what you can become. Your current position does not define your future potential. A paycheck can be the beginning of your financial journey, not the final destination. Many people spend years complaining about their situation, but never create a strategy to change it. They focus all their energy on escaping. But successful people focus their energy on building. They build knowledge. They build savings. They build relationships. They build skills. They build opportunities. Freedom is not created by running away from responsibility. Freedom is created by becoming prepared for greater responsibility. The world often celebrates overnight success, but behind many successful financial stories is something less exciting. Years of preparation, years of learning, years of discipline, years of making small decisions that created bigger results. The person who patiently builds a foundation is not moving slowly. They're moving strategically, because patience is not a weakness. Patience is a financial advantage. It allows you to make decisions based on logic instead of pressure. It allows you to build something sustainable instead of chasing temporary excitement. So if you currently have a job, the question is not, should I quit immediately? The better question is, am I using this opportunity correctly? Are you building savings? Are you developing valuable skills? Are you creating additional income? Are you investing in your future? Are you preparing for your next level? Because the paycheck itself is not the problem. The problem is receiving income without a strategy. A salary can keep someone trapped when it is only used for survival. But that same salary can become the foundation of financial independence when it is used with intention. Your paycheck is not your enemy. It is a tool, and tools are powerful when they are used correctly. The smartest financial decisions are rarely the loudest ones. They're often quiet, saving money when nobody is watching, learning when nobody is applauding, building when nobody understands the vision, preparing when everyone else is rushing. Because freedom is not created in one dramatic moment. Freedom is created through thousands of intelligent decisions repeated over time. So do not hate your 9 to 5. Use it. Use it to build. Use it to learn. Use it to create options. Use it as the fuel for your next chapter. Because the goal is not simply to escape work. The goal is to create a life where your choices are no longer controlled by financial pressure. If this video changed the way you think about your paycheck, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And leave a comment below.